You did this to a little girl. That's what my mother screamed into my voicemail. Apparently, my brother had promised 300 custom cupcakes for his daughter's birthday. He never asked me. He never called. He just told everyone, "My sister owns a bakery. She'll handle it." The morning of the party, my phone exploded. Not because I forgot. Not because I was running late. But because I was 30,000 feet in the air. On my way to Seattle. And according to Facebook, my bakery had just ruined a little girl's birthday. By the time I turned off airplane mode, hundreds of strangers thought I was the villain, and my own family had helped tell the story. My name is Savannah Reed. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. And this is how my brother learned that my business had customers, not owners. I built Reed and Pine Bakery from my apartment kitchen. One mixer, one oven, one folding table. For years, my family called it cute, a hobby, a phase. Then orders started coming in from strangers who actually paid me. That was when my family decided my talent belonged to them. I baked my cousin's wedding cake for free. Then my aunt's anniversary desserts. Then my mother's church fundraiser. Every time someone said, "You're so talented," nobody said, "How much do we owe you?" Eventually, gratitude became expectation, and expectation became entitlement. My brother Tyler called 2 weeks before Lily's birthday. Not to ask, to inform. "We're doing a character theme, pink, teal, purple." I paused. "For what?" "Lily's party." Then he laughed. "Come on, Savannah, you know." No, I didn't know. Then Tyler said it. 300 cupcakes. I nearly dropped my phone. "Tyler, I can't do that." He went quiet, not disappointed, offended. Then he said, "It's for your niece." Like that sentence erased my calendar, my supplies, my labor, my business. Then Erica got on the phone. Lily's mom. She sounded stressed. "They need to be peanut-free, dairy-free, and gluten-free." I closed my eyes. That wasn't a small favor. That was custom production, expensive, time-consuming, liability-heavy. And they had already promised guests I was handling it. That night, Mom called. "Don't ruin Lily's birthday." I said, "Mom, I never agreed." She sighed. "Family helps family." I wanted to ask when family started paying family. Instead, I said, "I have plans." Mom laughed. "You always have plans." That was my first warning. What they didn't know was that my flight to Seattle had been booked for months. I had been invited to the Northwest Cafe Summit. Several regional cafe chains would be there. If things went well, Reed and Pine could become a supplier for multiple locations. One weekend, one opportunity, the biggest break of my career. And I wasn't sacrificing it for unpaid cupcakes. Not this time. The family group chat exploded. Tyler. "She says she's too busy." Dad. "Family comes first." Mom. "Poor Lily." Then my grandmother added, "Some people forget what matters." I stared at the screen. Nobody asked what I had planned. Nobody cared. 3 days later, Erica posted Lily's party invitation online. I froze. At the bottom, in bright letters, it said, "Desserts by Reed and Pine Bakery." Underneath was my logo, my real business logo, and a QR code linking directly to my website. I had approved none of it. Later, I discovered Tyler had made the invitation himself using Canva AI. Apparently, he thought good exposure meant using my business without permission. Free advertising, from an order I never accepted. That was my second warning. 20 minutes later, Tyler called back. His voice wasn't joking anymore. "You'll do it." "No, I won't." He went quiet. Then his voice changed. Cold. "Seriously?" "Yes. It's one birthday. It's 300 cupcakes. You always make everything complicated." "No, Tyler, you volunteered me." Silence. Then he laughed softly. Not because it was funny, because he thought I'd give in. Then he said, "Fine." But you're going to explain to a 6-year-old why her aunt doesn't love her. I closed my eyes, because suddenly, this wasn't about cupcakes. It was about control. 3 days before the party, my bakery phone buzzed. Not my personal phone, my business phone. The message read, "Backup order ready for pickup." I frowned. Backup order? I hadn't placed anything. Then I called the bakery listed in the message, and my stomach tightened. The woman on the phone sounded confused. "Mr. Reed ordered 300 cupcakes." I froze. He what? He said his sister owns Reed and Pine Bakery and would reimburse the balance. My pulse shot up. Tyler hadn't just volunteered me, he planned to volunteer my bank account too. That changed everything. The employee continued. "The card declined yesterday." I closed my eyes. How much was the order? $2,100. $2,100. And Tyler expected me to cover it. Without asking. Without permission. Without shame. I called Mom. Tyler placed an order expecting me to pay. She sighed. "So pay it." "Mom, it's $2,000. It's for Lily." Like that explained everything. Then she added, "Don't embarrass your brother." Not. "Don't use your sister." Not. "Tyler, apologize." No. "Protect Tyler. Always." Dad called 10 minutes later. "You're making this harder than it needs to be." "No, Dad. Tyler is." He laughed. "Families help each other." I almost laughed. Because when I built my bakery, nobody helped me. When I worked 18-hour days, nobody helped me. But suddenly my success belonged to everyone. Meanwhile, my Seattle hotel reservation reminder appeared. I smiled. Nobody in my family knew why Seattle mattered. Not Mom. Not Dad. Not Tyler. They thought I was skipping a party. They had no idea I was about to pitch desserts to one of the fastest-growing cafe chains in the Northwest. And I wasn't sacrificing that. Not for guilt. Not for manipulation. Not for Tyler. The next morning, my friend Claire sent me a screenshot. Savannah? I opened it. Another invitation. Another QR code. Another copy of my logo. Only this one said, "Desserts graciously donated by Aunt Savannah at Reed and Pine Bakery." Donated. I never used that word. Tyler did. Then I saw Tyler's post. "Can't wait for Lily's birthday. Huge thanks to my amazing sister in Reed and Pine Bakery for donating 300 custom cupcakes." Over 200 likes. Comments flooded in. "Your sister is so generous. What a blessing. Family is everything." I stared at the screen, because apparently everyone knew. Everyone except me. Friday night, Mom called again. Then Dad. Then Grandma. Then Erica cried. Actually cried. "Please don't do this to Lily." I finally said it. I already said no. Silence. Then Tyler grabbed the phone. "You're seriously choosing work over family?" I answered calmly. "No, Tyler. I'm choosing respect." Then I hung up. Saturday morning, I arrived at Nashville Airport, coffee in hand, passport pouch around my neck, and complete peace in my heart. Until my phone vibrated. 17 missed calls, 9 texts, 3 voicemails. The latest message from Tyler read, "Where are you?" I smiled, silenced my phone, and boarded my flight to Seattle. Because for the first time in my life, I chose myself. I didn't know it yet. But by the time that plane landed, my own family would be telling the internet that I ruined a little girl's birthday. Somewhere over Colorado, I finally relaxed. For the first time in weeks, nobody could call me. Nobody could guilt me. Nobody could tell me I was ruining Lily's birthday. I ordered coffee, opened my notebook, and prepared for the Northwest Cafe Summit. I had no idea my brother was busy ruining something else, my reputation. While I was in the air, guests began arriving. Pink decorations, princess balloons, a giant sign that read, "Cupcake Station, Reed and Pine Bakery. Only there was one problem. The dessert table was empty. 300 cupcakes didn't exist, because I had never agreed to make them. And Tyler knew that. According to Erica later, Tyler kept checking his phone. Then he started lying. She's running late. Traffic. Bakery issues. Delivery problems. But no delivery was coming, because no order existed. And eventually people started asking questions. Then Tyler posted in the local Nashville Moms Facebook group, "My sister's bakery ruined my daughter's birthday." Within minutes, comments flooded in. Mothers I had never met called me selfish. Others said I shouldn't own a business if I couldn't keep promises. Then my mother commented, "Family should keep promises." I sat frozen, because according to hundreds of strangers, I had destroyed a little girl's birthday, and my own family helped tell the story. That changed everything. By the time I landed in Seattle, screenshots from the moms group had spread everywhere. Someone shared them on Nextdoor. Someone else posted them in another parenting group. Then the Google reviews started. One woman left. "Ruined my daughter's birthday." Another called me unreliable. I sat in the airport staring at my phone, because strangers were destroying something I'd spent 8 years building, and they were doing it because of Tyler's lies. Then I checked our messages and smiled, because I had proof. Tyler, "Don't worry, she'll do it." Mom, "Family helps family." Me, "I already said no." Again, and again, and again. I had never accepted. Not once. 20 minutes later, I walked into the Northwest Cafe Summit. And for 1 hour, I forgot about Tyler. Forgot about Facebook. Forgot about family. Because people there respected my work. They asked questions. Took notes. Complimented flavors. And for the first time all day, I felt appreciated. That evening, my neighbor Sarah texted me, "Call me immediately." When I did, she sounded furious. "Savannah, I have ring footage." What? Saturday morning. Then she sent the video. And my stomach dropped. Because there was Tyler. Standing outside my house, talking to a delivery driver. The delivery driver asked, "Where are the cupcakes?" Tyler laughed. "My sister is bringing everything herself." Timestamp, 6:12 a.m. But my boarding pass showed I'd already checked in at the airport. 30 minutes earlier. Tyler knew I was gone. He lied anyway. And suddenly, this wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a setup. Then my sister-in-law Erica texted me. Not Tyler. Not Mom. Erica. Just 4 words. "He lied to me." Attached was a picture. $20 bills, $25 bills, cash envelopes, and a notebook. Apparently, every guest had paid $25 per person for the dessert package. I stared at the screen. Because Tyler hadn't just blamed me. He had charged people money. Money meant for cupcakes. And suddenly, I needed to know one thing. Where had that money gone? I called Erica immediately. She was crying. "I didn't know, Savannah." "Know what?" Tyler told everyone the $25 covered cupcakes and party favors. I looked at the cash envelopes in her picture. There were dozens. Parents thought they were paying for dessert, but no bakery had been paid, and no cupcakes had been ordered. I felt sick. Then Erica sent another photo. At first I didn't understand, until I recognized the box. A smoker grill. Brand new. $3,000. Delivered Thursday, 2 days before the party. Tyler said he got a great deal. Suddenly, everything clicked. The dessert money was gone, and I knew exactly where it went. I called Mom. "Tyler bought a grill with the party money." Silence. Then, "He's under stress." "Mom, he blamed my bakery." "He didn't mean to. He stole from people." She sighed. "You're making this bigger than it is." That sentence ended something inside me, because she wasn't defending the truth. She was defending Tyler. Again. Then my phone exploded again. But this time, for a different reason. Natalie Brooks from Evergreen Cafe had posted pictures from the Seattle tasting. There I was, smiling, holding sample desserts. The timestamp was visible. Saturday, 11:42 a.m. Seattle time. Thousands of people saw it, including everyone attacking me. And suddenly, Tyler's story had a problem. I wasn't in Tennessee. The post took off. Food bloggers shared it. Customers congratulated me. And then someone commented, "Wait, wasn't she supposed to be ruining a birthday party today?" Another person replied, "How could she? She's in Seattle." Then the questions started, and Tyler stopped answering comments. That changed everything. I sat in my hotel room and gathered everything: text messages, dates, times, Facebook posts, invitation photos, QR codes, and every message where I said no, over and over again, not once, not twice, 6 times. Nobody could say I forgot, because I never agreed. Then Claire sent me another picture. A guest had saved one of Lily's invitations. At the bottom, Desserts by Reed and Pine Bakery, my logo, my website, my colors, and a QR code linking directly to my order page. Tyler had used my business name to sell something I wasn't providing. I suddenly realized something. This wasn't family drama. It was fraud. My neighbor Sarah uploaded the ring footage. Timestamp visible. Tyler stood outside my house talking to the delivery driver. The giant party sign was already visible in the background. Then Tyler laughed and said, "Don't worry, my sister always saves me." The driver asked, "So she's bringing everything?" Tyler smiled. "She always does." Timestamp, 6:12 a.m. Meanwhile, my boarding pass showed I'd already checked in at the airport. He knew I was gone. He lied anyway. And now there was video. Suddenly, this wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a setup. Then I looked back at our family text thread. Mom. Family helps family. Tyler. She'll do it? And below that, Dad had reacted with a thumbs up. My father knew. He'd seen me say no. He'd watched Tyler volunteer me anyway. And he never said a word. If someone destroyed your reputation to save themselves, would you forgive them? Comment below. Trust has to be earned. That night, I finally posted. No anger, no insults, just evidence, screenshots, the invitations, the QR code, the ring footage, my Seattle photos, and one sentence. I never accepted this order. I said no repeatedly. Please stop blaming my business for promises I never made. Then I turned off my phone. Because by morning, the truth was going to reach people Tyler never expected, and his own story was about to collapse. I woke up the next morning expecting more hate. Instead, my phone showed something else. Questions. People were asking Tyler why he used my logo. Parents wanted to know why I'd said no 6 times. One mother posted, "She literally showed receipts." Another asked, "Then where did our money go?" And just like that, the story changed. Not because I yelled, because I documented. My sister-in-law Erica called crying. He's been lying to me too. Apparently, Tyler had promised her he'd already paid me. He told her I was excited, that I'd volunteered, that I wanted to surprise Lily. Then she told me something I hadn't expected. Lily cried herself to sleep, not because of Cupcakes, because she heard her parents fighting. And suddenly, I felt bad for everyone, except Tyler. Parents started demanding refunds. $25 here, $50 there. Some families had paid over $100. Tyler couldn't refund them, because the money was gone. The smoker grill sat proudly on the patio, but his account was empty. Then one father posted a picture of the grill online, and people started connecting the dots. Tyler disappeared from Facebook that afternoon. Mom's voice was shaky. "Savannah, your brother made mistakes." "Mistakes? People are attacking him." I almost laughed. They attacked me first. Silence. Then she whispered, "Can you take your post down?" Not, "Can Tyler apologize?" Not, "Can we make this right?" No. Protect Tyler. Always Tyler. And for the first time in my life, I said, "No." Dad called that evening. I should have stopped this. I waited. I saw the texts. "I knew you said no, but I thought he'd figure something out." I sighed. "No, Dad. You thought I'd save him." And the silence on the phone told me I was right. Because I always had. Until now. 3 days later, Natalie Brooks called. "We'd like to move forward." I nearly dropped my coffee. Evergreen Cafe wanted Reed and Pine Bakery. Not for one location. For 8. 8 stores. Later, Natalie admitted they'd followed everything online, and what impressed them most wasn't my cupcakes. It was how professionally I handled chaos. Because while my family was trying to turn my business into free labor, strangers saw it as something valuable, something worthy. That changed everything. Tyler deleted his Facebook post, then his comments, then his account. But screenshots live forever. The moms group turned against him. Guests shared my evidence, and suddenly, people stopped saying, "Poor Tyler." They started saying, "Poor Savannah," which wasn't what I wanted. I didn't need sympathy. I needed truth. Business exploded. The Seattle partnership doubled my revenue. I hired 2 employees, moved into a larger kitchen, and for the first time in years, I stopped answering family emergencies. Not because I hated them, because I finally respected myself. That was new. 8 months later, Tyler called. Lily was turning 7. He laughed awkwardly. "Hey, I just need a small cake." I smiled and sent him a link. Reed and Pine Bakery. Full pricing sheet, deposit requirements, rush fees, delivery charges. 5 minutes later, he texted, "Seriously?" I replied with one sentence. Family discount ended when family started treating my business like it belonged to them. He never answered. People think revenge is loud. Mine wasn't. I didn't scream. I didn't embarrass anyone. I simply stopped letting people confuse access with ownership. Because talent isn't family property, time isn't family property, and neither is success. They thought my bakery belonged to the family, but by the time my plane landed in Seattle, they learned something I should have taught them years earlier. My business had clients, not owners.